welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to do a reading for you, very interactive, where you're going to be choosing the card, or you may even want to choose a couple of cards, and behind this card will be a message for you. I'll explain, it's a little bit different, it's a bit of a format, but I will explain to you as we go along, and hopefully if it's something that you like, we will be able to work with this way in the future. So if you can see on my desk here, I've actually got 5 crystals, and they are going to be laid on each of the 5 cards that you're going to kindly focus in on, and just whatever one you're drawn to. And as I say, there's no rule, so if you find that you're drawn to 2 of them, or 3 of them, or even 5 of them, then just choose the, as to what, everyone will be different. Okay, now obviously it is out to the collective, so there is, the messages are going to be quite wide. I will actually on many of the cards, I'm sure, we'll just see how it goes, but I will explain as to when this card arrives in the reading, especially when it's what it's partnered with as well, as to what it can be meaning in different areas of your life, because we've all got different things going on in our life, and these cards will represent possibly on the same lines but different things within our lives. Okay, so the cards I've got here today, so you can see, these are a lovely little deck. I often take these out to suppers and things because they're just a bit more friendly looking. People people that are a little bit nervous that do come along to psychic suppers, they're not put off so much by this imagery, and it's very colourful as well, and keeps people's attention. So they are just all major arcana cards, okay, and this is what you're going to be choosing from. So we're going to shuffle those up, and then the second deck is my working deck, as to what you've seen before. That is my own tarot deck. And the crystals we've got today, we've got rose quartz, we've got a lovely chunk of amber, blue lace agate, hematite, and lovely rainbow obsidian, which I don't know if you can, you might be able to appreciate that on the camera, but yeah, little tiered shape as well. Right, okay, so let's get started. Remember, if you're wanting to be able to skip along to your particular card, so there's, you're not having to go through the whole video, then no problem, I'll put the in the description below, I'll put the times for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is give these a little bit of a shuffle up, and then we're going to just choose 5, and it's then these that you would be, some people can be, I'll do this myself, you can literally be seeing a card straight away. When I do psychic suppers and I lay them out in the middle of the table for people then to take one, often there'll be people that will straight away know. You'll see the one that is meant for you, and lo and behold, it has got meaning when we do the reading for the person. So let's do the same thing now. I've just got to make sure I've got enough room at desk, but okay, we're going to go with 5. So as I feel ready, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go with that one for the rose quartz, and that's in view. You can see that one for the amber. Now, I don't know as to what the subject's going to be. I think we might just go in with what, that one's got to come out, the blue lace. As to well, we'll see, we'll work it as I'm not sort of fixing on anything yet. I will be led the right way, I'm sure. Right, okay. And then the last one, what one's going to come out? This one. Right, okay. So they should all of them be in full view there. So you might want to just pause now and have a little. Some people sort of go the full hog and have a little bit of meditation, or depending on what your beliefs are, etc., how you feel. But you may be drawn straight away to one. Let's just get these ones well out of the way up there. Okay, so we're going to call this one. We'll still number them, as we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so let's work first of all with number 1. First of all, bringing that one round here. I'm just going to put these so they're still in sight of everybody, but just a little bit out of the way. Right, okay, so how are we going to work this now? So rose quartz, okay? I'll turn over, and we've actually got the High Priestess. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm taking my main deck here, and then I'm just going to give them a shuffle up first of all, and then I'm going to be looking for the High Priestess within my deck. And the cards that are going to come out with the message are going to be the card before and the card after our High Priestess. It's quite, sometimes it's like I'm doing these and people think, what are we doing? But it's quite amazing really how some of the messages that come out, you know, it's how you set your intention. And I've set when I'm doing this sort of reading, I'm setting the intention that I'm going to be taking the card that is either side of that High Priestess in this deck. And I then let it to the powers be that those cards, you know, are the correct ones come to us. Right, let's have a little look for you. So pile, this is card number 1. Not pile, is it? Not yet, anyway. Card number 1, High Priestess. Right. I feel like I'm stopping shuffling. And we're just now going to look until we find the High Priestess. Right, there she is. So you put her on there for now. So this was the card that was before her, and this is the card after her, isn't it? Yeah, well, depending on how you look at it really, but that's about one side of her and that was the other side of her. Right, okay. So let's just put these away. And this is what we're left with. No, okay. So, with regards to so these cards are now coming out with a message for you today, okay? And with regards to the, for me, how as a reader, how I would now look at these cards, this gives me a situation that would be, I'm not necessarily feeling as though it's a situation that's full of emotion, but I feel as though there would be a situation around you where you are really needing to sort of use your own gut feeling and your own thoughts in this. I say this because either side of her, we've got that lovely King of Wands and we've got the Two of Wands. So it's very much around wands, and wands that we see what these cards coming in when there is maybe a challenge we're facing or something we're trying to put into place, something trying to put in order. And I also feel it's going to be also covering, which is quite common for this suit as well, is possibly like inspiration, getting things going, getting things in order. Have I said that already? I'm not sure, but it's around that whole sort of energy. Now, I feel as though the first thing that I'm going to, and I'm drawn to, I'm going straight into the High Priestess, and I feel as though around this situation there would be information. She's often a keeper of secrets and or holding on to information. And I feel as though that around this there could be elements of the information being kept from you, or as if you are trying to, it's like you are trying, you know when they say, what is that, trying to get blood from a stone, that sort of thing, as if you are really trying to, I feel as though you're trying to get cooperation from someone or from others in some way, and it's as if like it's all being quite an effort for you. Now, of those of you that will be able to understand that, I feel as though that these other cards either side of it feel to me as though that I don't know whether or not you are being sort of, it's as if you feel as though you are being managed in some way, or because this one's very much, King of Wands is very much about managing a situation. He's very good at that. He's very good at putting things into place. He's got his back to here, and I feel as though that this is the same feeling again. I feel as though that there is a situation where possibly you're not being given the full support or the full backup. And as if it's hard work. It's like hard work trying to get someone's cooperation or someone to be supporting you or backing you, if you understand that. Now, of course, this could be an individual, or this could also be with regards to like a corporation, a bigger company, even a boss. Okay, because again, it's going to apply for different people in different ways out there. Okay. I feel as though I'm homing straight into the cross. The lovely high priestess has always got this cross around her neck. And I do feel as though she often will come to me with this message of having faith. So we stick with it. We keep going. We keep going forwards. Now, I know by the Two of Wands coming in here, this does feel as though there is some changes. I feel as though these three cards are being laid in succession or in progression. And I feel as though this card is saying, okay, it's like keep going and keep putting the plans into action. Now, it could well be that some of you are having to present more stuff or present evidence to someone or provide documents or plans or something. But I feel as though that there is, keep going, keep doing whatever you're doing. This could even relate to a relationship where you're trying to convince somebody to your partner or somebody, you're trying to convince your partner of to buy something or to go somewhere or to go on a holiday, and it's like you're really trying to like get them around your little finger, that sort of thing. And this could apply to this, the same sort of principle. Is if the person here could be representing the partner and sort of like stuck in his ways, and they're saying, no, it has to be done this way and we've got to do it this way and this is how it's got to be, that sort of management type thing. And then this is like, well, I'm really wanting this to be, I'm really wanting to progress, I'm really wanting to do this, I really want to go on this holiday, etc. And then the Two of Wands come straight in with, okay, well, here's your plan. The Two of Wands is very much around planning, preparing, putting things starting to get things into order and making things a little bit easier for yourself. Going to take one more card, as I always do, just to see if we've got anything else. And I'm going to take it as a card of advice, okay? Advice as to what anything more information can be given on. Oh, that just flipped, but it went straight back in. Right, okay. This one. I'm going to take this one. Right, okay. Now, another wand. See what I mean? We've got all these wands coming in. Right, so the Knight of Wands comes in. Now, preliminarily, this card, for me, is all about changes and going in with changes. So I do feel as though he's quite energetic. So when I'm saying to you about, keep going with what you're doing, keep what's that word? Chipping at it, keep all the time, keep going. I do feel as though that an element with... It's what I get drawn to, and I'm drawn to at the minute him holding the globe. And when I see the globe, not only is it telling us that there is a whole it's the possibility, it's all out there to be had, or this to be created, or success. The globe also is about completion, so we know that the possibility is there of being able to complete this, have this, do this. But at the same time, when the Knight of Wands comes in and he's anywhere near this, the Two of Wands, we know that there is going to be, it's like either changes that need to be put in as well, or this is going to be leading to changes. Depends on how we're looking at it. Is it this doing this cause the changes, or that more changes or adapting is going to be also included? Overall, though, I do feel as though these are positive cards. I do feel by having the rose quartz there, I do feel as though it's also to be sort of paying attention to your own needs as well, and making sure that this all fits suit. And often, and I say obviously we've got two here, we've got two of the High Priestess, but she will come in when we are to be using our own gut feelings, our own sources. She's very much around herself and her own beliefs. And strikingly, I mean, as I look down, I know that she very much, it says you've got the answer. Okay, I'm going to draw that one to a close. I hope you've enjoyed that, and let's move on to the next card. Okay, so on to the second card. Let's have a little look what we've got. So, the Lovers card, and we've got that coming out with the amber crystal. Okay, so the same, I'm going to now get the main deck, and we're just going to give these cards a shuffle, and then what I'm going to do is look for as to where the Lovers card is placed in the main deck, and then we're going to take the cards either side of it for our message today. Okay, and it could well be around different areas in your life. The Lovers isn't only about relationship and our partners, it's also about others. It's around, we see this come out around choices, We see it when we're talking of new partners. We're talking of healing of relationships, and also partners in different walks of life. So what I mean by that is, like, you know, work partners, etc. It's other people, really. It's you haven't always got to love them. Right, okay. Oh, flipping out. Let's have a look at you. Oh. 8 of Cups there, saying hello. Right, let's have a look. I've given them a good shuffle. So now what we're going to literally do, if you can see that on the camera, we're now going to just look through the deck itself until I find the Lovers card. And then, as I say, I'm going to take the card before it and the card after for our message. Right, keep going. There you go. Okay, I just want to say as well that the card that was like, well, now I've took them off, the card that's left, which often is like the overseeing energy, I want to say as well, is the Knight of Cups, which is actually, even though these are like looking a bit ouchy, this is actually a good card here, the Knight of Cups. Right, I'm putting that out of the way for now. So we have got the Lovers card, and we have got the 8 of Swords, and we've got the 3 of Swords. Now, very similar to what we had in card 1, both sides are of the same suit. So as I say, we've got swords on both sides. Now, this can come out in different things. Swords are all very much around as to what our own mental thoughts, what's in our mind, how, you know, how we can often take things out of context, or how we're hurt, how we overthink stuff and things like that. So it's very much around mind play, etc. And also other people's as well. Now, I feel first of all that this can well be very much around relationships, as in your partner. But as I said, or I've said already, is that it could also be around, it could even be around family, it could be a friend, a partner at work, a colleague, etc. Okay, it's others. Now, I feel by these cards that first of all, I'm drawn over here. I keep looking over here to the 8 of Swords, and I feel as though if this is actually your message today, that you would understand very much this feeling of being quite I feel a bit down. That it would even be anxiety. It would even be, it's either that this would be with someone who has recently gone through a breakup, or there's problems in the relationship. Now, obviously, as I say, it's going out to the whole collective, so it hasn't got to be everyone's getting this is in a relationship breakup. Of course not. This could actually be that people that, you know, it could even be this next few days we're having arguments, we're being hurt by you know, words that have said or actions of another person. I do feel that with the 8 of Swords, there is this element, I feel as though not speaking up, possibly like just being a bit quiet and, you know, putting up with stuff as well. And also there is this, I feel this feeling with some of you out there where it would be that it's seeing and feeling far greater than what it is. Now, I'm going with two ways with this. What I'm meaning is that it could well be that some of you, there has been an argument and you are worrying that it's actually far greater than it is, as I say. But also I feel there is, I feel on the other side, and I know that because I'm seeing 50-50, so I know that I'm needing to say both of these things. I feel like with this, is that it's as if some of you are feeling trapped, as though you actually cannot get out of this situation. So possibly some of you may be in a relationship where you're not wanting to be in it, or you feel like financially you can't come away from it, or as if you're trying to walk away and you can't. But I do feel as though this relationship in some way is causing... if you even look at the card, I'm going to put the card up here because I think it's easier to see. And when we look at this, the 8 of Swords, we can see how she is very much bound and also blindfolded. And she's like, so she feels as though she's very much entrapped. She's very much not able to do as to You know, sometimes, and again, this, as I say, these is all around the mind and the mindset, and this literally could be that we're not feeling the freedom, not feeling as though can do much about it, that sort of thing, which obviously we know. I'm going to take another card with this as well, because I do feel as though there's going to be some of you out there that will know where I'm actually going with this. So let's take another card for you. And it's for those of you that feel as though that feel trapped, feel as though that you're not able to do much about it. Right. Yeah, so this is, we've got the Five of Pentacles just backing it up. This feels as though that, you know, when we have the Five of Pentacles, this can be that we are feeling as though we are isolated, feeling as though we're on our own. This card, and again I'm going to put this up here, this card will be seen when someone feels as though they haven't got any backup, they've got no one to turn to. They wouldn't be able to do anything different because they're financially trapped in what is going on. You know, so in other words, someone wouldn't be able to leave somebody else because they couldn't financially support themselves. Now, if this is you, then you would understand as to what this message is. Again, though, in another side of the situation, this one says, you know, it will come. Well, first of all, I'm going carried away myself here. First of all, I feel as though I need to be saying that often what comes in the Five of Pentacles is that we must remember that what follows a five, and we're not in fives for very long, but what follows a five comes the six, and that is like helping and asking for help as well, and getting support, outside support. So it's like speaking up and going to get, don't be sitting in the state of this Eight of Swords, is speaking up and going to be getting the support and the help that's out there. Often this will be seen when, and again, it's not going to apply to everybody out there, I appreciate that. But this could be seen when someone's needing to go into a refuge, or someone's needing to seek help with a family, or it could even be that they're needing to, you know, get outside support, as in for rent, etc. It doesn't all need to be, you know, as it can be very different to everybody that's out there. Now, I feel as though that I am then moving over to the Eight of Swords. The Three of Swords, beg your pardon, Three of Swords, and I feel as though this, when we see this card, this is in some form, it will often be highlighting pain, heartache. The emotions are affected. If I say, as I said to you before, the swords are very much around mentally how we're affected with something, and you know what something, you know, sometimes it's things that destroy us, or things that really create us as people, what we go through and what we experience, you know, what makes us stronger. What's that saying? It makes you stronger, isn't it? Yeah. And I feel like this card is coming in with this. Now, I don't feel it's totally harsh. There is going to be some of you here where it is saying, you know, this is the end of a relationship, but at the same time, this could literally be saying as to what the situation that you're going through, it ends up making you stronger. Because there is, when we look at this, although the Three of Swords, and again I'm going to put this up here, when we look at the Three of Swords, it's very much standing on its own, it's a tripod, it's standing on its own feet as such, it's, you know, standing up for itself. And this could also be, you know, around this and suggesting this. Again, and it's milder form, because again, this reading and message is going out to so many people. It could be in the highest way, it could be someone going through relationship issues, or in the lowest, it can literally be that cross words with someone who's hurt you, someone who's angered you, upset you in some way, you know, just and it could even be that, as I say, it's not necessarily got to be your partner. It could be literally it could be your friend, it could be your sister, it could be your neighbour, it could be someone that's in some way that where you've got this connection here, and you know, in some way they, you know, it can even be that they've said something out of turn, or they've crossed you in some way. Okay, I'm going to take another card with that one as well. And I feel as though this is giving us, again, this thing, I feel as I'm taking this card for advice, like as to what will be. I'm just going to shuffle until I feel ready to, right, okay. I got up this because I feel it's there, and if this was for someone I was reading in front of, this literally, that's the walking away card, that's Tarot's walking away card. So if this is with regards to a relationship, and this is like the walking away from being hurt, but at the same time, if this isn't as intense for you, and it isn't about leaving a relationship. It's just, you know, this weekend or the last few days or the weekend there was an argument, etc. It's just literally, sometimes we can see this card when we need to be putting something behind us, putting it to bed, putting things in place and moving on. Okay, I'm going to take one more, and if we were to see the Judgment here, it'd be sort of like an absolute miracle, as if like drawing a line to be able to move on. Let's just see as to what, because it could well be in a whole different. Right, the Queen of Cups, yeah. Now, this is, when we're seeing the Queen of Cups, this is very much caring for our own emotions, our own needs. She represents that. She's, as well, you know, it's like not being... I even feel as though, I'm pausing with this, because I feel as though there could even be someone that's offering you support, whether it's a female or whether or not it's... and it hasn't got, it's obviously, it can be any gender, but they could have female traits, but this is like very much support from another person who's prepared to she's very much a listener and standing by your side, giving you the support, and, you know, giving you a little bit of sort of backup energy, really. But another side of the Queen of Cups coming in, as we did draw her in the position of advice, would be to be sort of care for your own needs, look after yourself. She is very the Queen of Cups is very sure of her own emotions, and it's like, keep your own emotions, you know, protected. You know, safeguard your own emotional state as well. Okay, I hope that's answered for those that have chose this card. As I say, it hasn't got to build around relationship. If you're in a sturdy, happy and functioning relationship, then this could be on the outside of this. This could be in somebody else around you. And let's face it, it could even be that you are dealing with this. It could be this is going on with a relative, a child, or something that's going on that's going through this as well. But fundamentally, it is very much seen around someone who is struggling in the situation they're in with others, and possibly not being treated in the best way. Okay, thank you very much for watching this part of the video, and also I've got to remember this as well, please like and subscribe, and then for any future videos. Okay, thank you again. Okay, so card number three. So we've got the Blue Agate. Just put that crystal out the way there. And how it's going to work, in case you haven't watched the previous two cards. Right, we've got the Strength card. And now I'm going to get my main deck here. And I'm just going to shuffle the cards first of all until I feel ready to stop. And then we're going to look for the Strength card within this deck, and then take out the cards either side of the Strength card that will be giving us your message for today. Okay, now bearing in mind this obviously goes out to the collective, so it's going out to many of you out there with many issues and different things going on in your life, different good and bad, ups and downs, so it's going to be taken in all different forms. So I'll do my best to be able to explain to you as to what these cards would mean and address it to the collective. Okay. Quite a palaver, isn't it? Right, I feel I've got to stop now. Let's have a little look. Right, so now, so as I say, I'm going to go through these cards and look for the Strength card. Strength card, that's that one. Okay, so here's our message for today for you. So when the Strength card comes in, this could be around those of you, maybe you've been maybe a little bit under the weather, maybe in recovery, or even sort of dealing with something that's literally had to take a lot of your strength and attention. So as I say, it can be illness, or it can be other things as well. It's literally as though the Strength card, very much in its imagery, shows like a woman, and I'll put the card up here so you can see it better. She's a woman that's really sort of like she's wrestling with this lion, and she's sort of like doing the unthinkable, or the, you know, what really is what we would assume cannot be done, and she's doing it. She's managing it. Now, often this is one of the things I always sort of feel, and if I get it, I sort of share it. Is that sometimes it's doing something a little bit different, and I feel as though this is where we are going into what's come into me. Right, I feel now. Some of you here, I feel as though that there's need to be sort of juggling something a little bit differently, something that hasn't been necessarily going to plan or going right for you as such, and as if something needs just a little bit more of a tweak. It's as if these cards are saying it is there, the possibility is there to be able to do this, but we need to be making this tweak first of all. And I feel as I'm saying this, I feel as though possibly this is like getting outside help, getting somebody else to assist you in some way, whether or not this is someone that's going to give you their time and their sort of efforts free, or whether or not you're needing to employ somebody else to support you or do some, like some professional. But I feel as though that there is, this is where I'm drawn to first of all for some of you. Also, I feel as though that I'm now being taken back to I feel as though I'm also rather being shown that with regards to those who have been poorly. I feel whether or not this is literally like this could literally be someone that has been poorly, or struggling with their health in the last few months or few years. Like literally not feeling as though themselves. Maybe you're just feeling your age, are we all? But that sort of feeling, not feeling as though you're on top of things. That is what I'm trying to say. Now, I know by the Chariot card, and then we've got the to the left, we've got the Chariot card, and then we've got the Six of Wands. Now, this feels very much to me. I feel it's very. I'm looking. I have the most weirdest symbols and the things that mean something to me. Maybe other readers wouldn't. But I'm looking at a 7. I'm looking at 2 8s, and I'm looking at a 6. So I know this is very much compact. So this is very much has been how it's happening now, or it's about to be happening. It's sort of like very much coming in. We're probably in the stages of it, or you're about to be seeing this unfold. Now, I feel like with the Chariot card, this is very much around willpower, and this is also around success. And I feel as though that I am now drawing into, there could be some of you that are out there watching this that may be sort of trying to do something with regards to their health, maybe trying to do weight loss, maybe you're looking to do, I don't know, a new concept, maybe the injections, or maybe joining some sort of regime, something. I feel as though that this is like giving me this feeling of it's like committing and getting into something, and I feel as though that this is going on around you, if that makes sense, and then something that you're going to be engaging in. Now, as I say, literally could be going to your local slimming class, that sort of thing. I want to say that the Chariot, as I'm looking at the Chariot card, there was this sense with this card, as well as it's about willpower, sort of buckling up, getting on with it, getting the drive, getting going. And sort of staying on, not falling off the cart with the Chariot. But I feel as though that it could even be that some of you out there have. It's like you were doing well with something, and now suddenly you've had a bit of a break, or falling off the wagon. That's the word, isn't it? Falling off the wagon in some respect with regards to health or something, and then we're getting back on track. I feel as though the Chariot also there is an element with this card where we're being told to go in the middle mindset. Don't be doing anything too excessive. It's like keeping. If you were to be looking at these two Sphinx things here, they're one sort of, very easy to go. One could go off to the left, one could go on the right, and it's very much like the warrior in the Chariot is trying to very much keep them on the middle track, and for the success. We know you're going to be getting success or improvements, or the outcome is positive, because we're then shown that they're very much the out there Six of Wands, sort of like very much I've done it, I'm doing it, this is how it's going. So I do feel as though this is very positive, but it's like sort of hold on, keep going where you're going. Now, as I say, if this isn't around health or around mindsets or trying to, recovery in some way. If you've been unwell and poorly, and now you're trying to sort of get yourself a little bit back on track with stuff, maybe getting back out to work, or increasing your hours, or whatever you're going to be doing, this does feel as though, again, this same sort of principle is doing things what is comfortable for you, getting yourself back on track, going down the middle, not trying to do anything excessive, but going with what is comfortable down the middle to be able to see a successful outcome. So I hope that makes sense to you, and that you can understand the card that you've chosen as your message. And it may well be that you need to sort of apply the principles of this into a different situation that's in your life, but it's literally, adapting with something, again, to be able to go into your greatest strengths to be able to get your success, really. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching and staying with me throughout the video. Please do like and subscribe. I would really be building up the channel, and I would love to be bringing more of these sort of videos and different styles of reading to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Pop a comment down, let me know whether or not this is how the readings you like, or even if you've got the situation that's going on and you want to comment. It'd be lovely to hear from you. Okay. Other than that, until maybe our paths will cross again, I'll see you on the next video. Okay, so our next card is card number 4. We're getting there. Right, okay, so hematite crystal. Let's put the blue lace out of the way. So that's the hematite. Let's see what card you've got for today's message. The Emperor. Okay, lovely. So now what I'm going to do, in case you haven't actually watched the previous videos, or know what I'm going to be doing, what is she doing now, I will just explain to you what's happening. So I'm going to be just shuffling now my main reading deck, and when I feel drawn to, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to be looking as to where the Emperor card is within this particular deck. And then what I'm going to do is take the cards either side. And the cards either side, then for your message for today. Let's see how it goes. Now, obviously, these readings are for the collective, so they're going to be going out there to people that have got many different things going on in their lives and different ways of taking this reading. So, if you can take it, you understand it, resonates with you, it'd be lovely if you could put a comment below, or just sort of hang on to the information. If it's something you don't quite understand, it could well be that it's yet to come in. Or if it's something really, again, you cannot sort of understand even after that, then just let it go. Then maybe this reading wasn't for you. Okay. Right, I feel I'm stopping now. Let's have a look. So I'm going to be taking one card at a time like this to be able to then look for our dear Emperor. Oh, I thought it was in then, it's not. There he is. Let's put these cards out of the way. Right, okay, so the card, you've got the Emperor for you, and then we've got 2 cards either side. Now, what is strange, and any one of you that maybe have watched the other previous videos would see, is that I was actually with the other videos automatically was looking at the cards, and I normally sort of do it face up, and going down looking for the cards. And this particular time I just suddenly thought, hang on, this feels a bit different, and I was doing it face down. So then that would make the positioning of the cards coming out. But I've gone with how it went and how I was drawn to do it. So this is how the cards have presented for you today. So we've got the Emperor, and then we've got the Death card, and we've got the Three of Pentacles. Now, this feels to me around, I feel as though that possibly, there's going to be some of you out there where this will be very much around the workplace, the boss, even if, and it could even be around the relationship with the boss. Maybe the boss is being a little bit a bit tyrant, etc. Or there is issues, surrounding the boss anyway. Also, it can well be, for some of you, it could be with regards to a partner, because the Emperor can also be like a husband, a father, that sort of figure. But I will go with how it comes out with, and I feel as though that this is. I'm just going to go with what comes. The first thing that is coming to me, I know that with regards to because I've got either side right. I feel like the first one I'm coming to, that those of you will be able to understand that with regards to, I feel that, funny enough, and I know I've got two cards here, but I feel as though that there's like two bosses very much in partnership in some way, or that in some ways as if they're collaborating in something, and I don't know whether or not it feels as though it's necessarily beneficial for everyone else, or let's just say everybody else doesn't feel that way. It's either that they feel as though that they're not necessarily working for the team as such, and some of you will be able to understand this. I do feel as though there's going to be very much changes around this, and it's possibly the changes that they're trying to be bringing in. However, I do feel as though, I want to say, and I feel as though this message on this side of things with regards to the work, I feel as though it's very much quite short and sweet. I feel, because it's like I want to say to you, okay, just concentrate on what you are doing. Because I do feel with the Death card and the Three of Pentacles is like, okay, just do your job, what you're meant to be doing, and don't be worrying about what they're doing or what anyone else is doing in relation to the bosses, or because this feels, the Death card is like change is coming. It's sitting here, and it's like this is going through a transition. There is either going to be a change in the management, or there's going to be they will. It's like when someone, they say take an inch and they take a mile, that sort of feeling with this. So I feel as though that the main sort of message around this, if you're having it where you feel as though things are not being treated fairly, or the boss is not doing what they should be doing, I feel that this is sort of suggesting this. I also want to say, I'm going to take another card, because I do feel as though that there'll be some of you out there that would understand that there's a change in bosses. It's if we've gone from one boss to another, and that feeling as though, oh my god, what have we got now? That sort of feeling. Right, okay, let's just take another card for that, because I feel as though, yeah, this is what I feel, that there is going to be some of you out there that would be saying, okay, well, we thought we had bad, but then it ends up being that the things are even worse. And I feel it's like there's an element of watching what you wish for. This feel, again, we've got the same sort of energy and the same principle. The Nine of Wands comes out with, standing up for yourself. I'm going to put the card up here, and you'll see by the imagery, by the chap that's standing there, against all odds, and it's, as I say, it's near the Three of Pentacles. It's like, just keep doing your thing. Look, just keep, as long as you're doing your job, you standing up for yourself, and just keep going forwards. It's like not backing down. It's keep going, keep going. It's very much a card of determination, and I feel as though that there is. And if you even look at this card, I don't know if you can actually see that, but he's really, this figure is really looking up. He's giving them a bit of a dagger, a bit of a stare at them, to be honest. But it's like, just keep going, just keep going. When we look at the Three of Pentacles here, I know that this is very much a card of, it's very productivity, it's very much progress, and it's like, show them as to what you can be doing. Also, because if we look at that, I'm going to put that here. If we look at the chap, he's standing up on a bench, and he's really showing as to what he can do, his abilities, his craft as such, to the other two that are onlookers. And this card can often be seen when someone's going for a review, or they're going through probation, or they're literally doing something where they're trying to show as to what they're capable of. It could be that you're going for an interview, or maybe it could be that you're having to show I don't know, your portfolio or something like that. it's that sort of, you would be sort of seeing these sort of cards. So this could even be coming out for you in that sort of situation. If you're finding you're going to some form of interview, or you're having to show us to what you're capable of, then very much sort of knuckle down with it. Keep going. Don't be put off by you could, you know, when sometimes you could be sitting there, or someone's giving you some feedback and saying, oh no, you know, they're not all that nice there, or that, or you know, just keep focused on what you're doing what you're meant to be doing, really. I do feel as though that the death card is, it feels as though there is this feels like a transition. It feels like a transition period for you, and that's just things of change. I'm going to take another card around that as well. The Chariot, yes. Now again, this card will come in when we are literally, it's like keeping the willpower, keeping control, keeping very engaged, and just driving forwards in it. So, and again, as I say, what I've said with these cards, if this is around the workplace for you, and you understand this in the workplace, that there's changes, or there's issues with management, or there is even supervisors, that sort of thing, people that are more senior, or as if it's just to keep driving forward, keep yourself in gear and keep going forwards. Don't be sort of distracted, really, or playing their games. I feel also away from the workplace, I do feel that there may be some of you that may be of having the Emperor will come in around fatherhood as well, and it could well be that some of you are up against it with regards to fathers or father figures, etc. It may well be that maybe you've lost touch, or literally there's been a situation around like a distancing from fathers. I feel that could also be the situation. I'm going to take another card around that. I mean, obviously we've got the death card as there as well, but it could literally just be, that can be like the stepping back. It's like, you know, and moving on from a situation. Right, I thought I'm taking this one. Right, I feel right. Okay, and this comes in as I get the Four of Wands, and I'm talking with regards to fathers and fatherhoods, etc. I feel as though that in this situation I'm talking with regards to inheritance, talking about inheritance things, the home, or even it could well be that some of you are facing a situation where dad's having to go into a home. I feel there's a connection with the home, the father, and transition and moving things around, or in connection with dad as well. Okay. Yeah, I feel that even the financial side of it, the Three of Pentacles will be bringing in some side of the finances as well there. Okay, I hope that answers some questions, but I feel as though the main sort of focus for me as I go out, I feel as though that it's very much it's applying yourself, keeping very much on the ball, not letting your guard down. As I say, I put that up for the last time, that Nine of Wands, not letting your guard down, being very much sticking your heels in, determination. And, you know, it's going to be a period possibly where there's a bit of bumps, but it does feel as though that, I've got to take the last card. What am I like? I feel as though there is a period of bumps, but it feels as though that it doesn't feel that it's long in this situation before we see a significant change. There we go. That's just confirmed it. The Fool. Now in diagonal line there, we've got from the change, the death card, the transition, and then this is like the new start. Okay, so we will start to see things a little bit different, progression, and starting again. You know, like I feel like, as I said, when I'm talking about the people that have got the connections around dad, you know, maybe the carers, care homes, selling property, etc., sorting out finances. This does feel as though it's like a whole new start. I feel as though you just keep at it, and it will resolve. Okay, I'll take a breath, and I hope you've enjoyed that reading. I hope it's helped in some way. Please like and subscribe, and if you have got any comments or anything you want to sort of comment on below, then please feel free to. It'd be lovely to hear from you. And by liking and subscribing, get my teeth in, it will help build the channel, and I would love to be able to bring more readings to different styles, and just comment whether or not you like this sort of style as well. This sort of style of laying cards out on either side is something that I do in events and things where there's people all around, and it just keeps people engaged really. Okay, hope you've enjoyed it, and okay, bye for now, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so last but not least, it's card number 5. So let's put away that hematite out of the way for you, and you have got the lovely, this is such a lovely little crystal. I got it on a psychic weekend actually, and when I saw it I was just like, I had to have it. So it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Rainbow obsidian. Right, okay, let's see what one you've got. Empress, lovely. Okay, so how I'm going to work, in case you haven't, I'm going to have to explain it for the 5th time, but of course this could be the first card or the only card you've chosen. So I'm going to explain to you. Please forgive me if you watched the whole video and you probably know this technique inside out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I've got my main deck here, and I'm just literally going to shuffle the cards until I feel ready to stop, and then I'm going to look for the Empress card within this particular deck, and the cards that come out before and after will be the message for you today, and hopefully it'll resonate with you. Now, this is a reading that goes out to the collective, so it's going to be affecting or aimed at many of you with all different issues in life or walks of life, etc. So there'll be some of you that'll be able to take it, or some of you that'll be absolutely sort of spot on, and you know exactly that situation's going on in your life as we speak. It could even be something that's yet to come in, because this could be, you know, it's a message for you for today, but it will be something that's ready to be coming in for you. Yeah. So, and it's, you know, it's amazing how it all works. You found this video today. You've now drawn on this, or you're drawn to this crystal and this card, and now the message then that follows. Okay. But if it doesn't sit with you, you don't understand it. Don't sort of stress about it. Just let it go, dismiss it and let it go. Then the reading wasn't for you today. Okay, so let's just see how we get on. Right, I'm pausing now. I feel as though ready to stop now. So I'm going to look. Wow, look at that. She's the top card. Right, okay, so there she is. So we have got just the one card for you there. Now what I do in this sort of situation, I do actually look. When it's an end one, it's quite special really. When it's an end one, I then will actually look as to what the card would have been prior to that, which is the Temperance. But I then also, so that's like the very first of the deck, I then shuffle and take another card as well to come out. Because in this situation, obviously it was the very first card. Right, let's just take right, I thought it was that one. Okay, so what have we got here? So we have got the Empress, and we have got the 6. We've got the Empress with the 6 of Swords, we've got the Temperance, and we've got the 7 of Cups. Now, when the Empress is very much the feminine card, those of you that also read tarot or study in tarot, you would know this. But there's obviously going to be some of you out there that don't, and you just like and enjoy having readings. So the Empress will be coming in. She's very much a card around femininity. She's around growth. She's very much around abundance, and also the motherhood card. And I feel she's coming in on different levels here today for you as a message. I feel that there is going to be some of you out there that would be able to understand this, and I feel that I am talking about some of you out there who are caring for another person, so in some way. Now it could well be that you are a formal carer, that is your profession, or it could well be that you're needing to be looking out for another person maybe who's poorly, or you're supporting somebody else. And I feel as though that this is where I know that I am being shown and homing into. First of all, I feel that around you, you would be able to understand that I feel as though that you are there's elements of choices with the Seven of Cups. We're looking at different options and choices around you, and I feel as though that possibly you are looking at maybe another way, possibly another career, or are you looking at doing something that's a little bit different outside of what you would normally do. Or even maybe you're looking to go to another company or another organisation. But this is what it feels like. It feels like those of you that would understand this part of the reading would be thinking, I want to be doing this, but how do I go about this? Is it the right time for me to be doing it? Okay, because there's many options there. I feel as though as I'm looking at these cards, you'll see this this is another thing. How I always look at as to how I've laid things, because I'm not thinking about it consciously as to what I'm doing. And I feel as though these have come out, and bearing in mind these came out separate. So this is the magic of it all. This is why I absolutely love it. These come out totally separate. So when these were coming out in the normal format of how I was doing the reading, like taking the card before it or after, but because it was the first card, it was the card prior to it. And then we've got these cards. Now, the Temperance card and the Six of Swords. I feel that these cards are telling me just to hold tight for a minute. Okay, it's not to be sort of like jumping the gun. I feel as though from looking at these 7 cups, I'm now looking at the 2 cups, and I'll put this card up here and you'll see that the sort of detail that I'm going into on the card, on the imagery. The 2 of Cups is like she's going back over. So this would suggest that if you're not already sort of deciding between 2 things, 2 options, or sort of going over from one thing to another, I feel as though possibly that you would be needing to. It could well be that there's going to be 2 job offers, or there's the opportunity of... I feel as though it's like having 2 things on the table to be choosing from. This is what I feel like. I am the thing that I am then drawn to again is pointing out the 2 again. I feel as I look at those 2 flowers. They look like lilies or irises or something, don't they? In the background there. But that I'm drawn to the 2, and I feel like it's telling me again. We're talking about 2. There's 2 options, or there's 2 ways, even 2 ways of looking at it. Okay. And I know by the sun that's in that picture as well, I know that is all about around positivity. And again, I always get amazed how what stands out to me. And when, if you're a reader yourself, you'll know what I mean. It's as if it stands out like it's got a light behind it, and as if they make sure the attention is drawn to what they're trying to show you. The thing that I am going on about, I'm waffling on about, is the actual halo around. If you look, the halo around this angel's head is very much around. I feel as though that I want to say 2 things with this. I know that you can and will be doing good. I know that whatever you choose to be doing will be you will do it to the best of your ability. I know that, and I know also that I want to be homing in to look at that in the middle. I don't even know what that is, in the middle of the forehead. I feel as though that there is this feeling of enlightenment. I feel as though that just wait for it, because I feel as though something is going to be unfolding that you will then be glad that you that you took the time to wait and see as to what was coming or what was going to be unfolding. Now, if you're in a position now where you are thinking of jumping the gun or going for the first thing that's offered, let's just say you've got 2 jobs on the go and or offers or interviews or something. It's like I want to be saying take the best of the 2, looking at both options. Okay. And again, it's that same thing. If you look, she's dipping her foot in the water, and it's like trying. It could even be that you end up doing 2 jobs, putting yourself, doing so many hours in 2 places, 2 venues, or having a go at doing 2 things, a crossover. I know by the 6 of Swords, this tells me that you will be moving from this is the saying that goes with this card is like stormy seas into calmer waters. So, and again, let's put the card up here. You'll see that the waves are sort of rough to the bottom part of the corner of the card, and then they're very smooth to one side as well. So this is what I would say with this particular card, very often it's the work or the efforts that are made by the individual that then makes this happen. Because in that imagery you can see for yourself, she's on board with, she's got a child and the chap and they're making the effort to be able to make move forwards in a situation, to move, to make things progress. So that's very, very positive. So if you are this, you understand this, you have, you are a formal carer, professional carer, then I would say, just to be mindful of this. It may well be you need to be doing some training, or you're stepping up to do it. You maybe take on promotion on a different level. You're doing something, but I feel as though there is an element, there's progress with it, and I feel as though to be looking at all your options. Not cutting yourself short, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to take another card before I go on to another side of this, because I feel as though this is coming on different levels here. Okay, what could you tell us about these, for these carers, please? Right, okay. This, now, the Four of Wands is very much different energies come in. This is very much a place of achievement. Okay, so it's well, in the main minor cards, it's a completion card. So we know we're going to be able to achieve it. We're going to be able to get to the stage we're wanting to get at. It's like that. We're not sort of it's not ever trying to get to where we want to be. This says we're able to get there. Also, and it's very much a card of like success and being proud of success as well. Celebration. Even if you look at the actual, I'll put the card out. If you look at the way, it's very much like a gazebo, isn't it? It's like a party. We're at the point where we're actually very much can stand back and think, yeah, I've done it. This is where I want it to be. What I've done. Also, I'm very drawn, and it came in straight away to me. And this is why I'm a bit of a giggle. Is that this is very much around. The card that I see around care homes, and very much around the homely feeling. So this does feel as though that, if there's some of you out there that are really trying to change care home, or set up a care home, or have, doing something around caring for others in their home, or in a private home or state home, then this feels. Again, this is giving us the nod, the okay, that the success in it as well. Okay, now separate to all this, I do feel as though that I'm also talking with regards to that this will be around some of you that I feel as though that are looking with regards to either having a family or starting a family. And I feel as though that this also is. This comes straight in. I knew that I was going to be literally like this. I'm on a different boat. Now, to different people, and I feel that as if I'm wanting to sort of put the message out there. If this, and I'll take another card. If this applies to you, then let's just sort of give a little card. I'm going to put back the card that we took there, because we took that in answers for that first scenario. Right, okay, now as I say, this is very much around motherhood, about having fertility, that sort of feeling. What more can we know about this? And I feel this is taking a few cards here. Right, and I know I've got to that last one there. Right, okay. Now, this would suggest to me, if you've chosen this and you understand where I'm going with this, these cards here suggest to me that this would be a time for you prior to this where things are not necessarily going right in that sort of scenario. Maybe it's that you're not in literally the right surrounding, the right setting, that you don't feel as though you're with the right partner, or it's sort of outside things first of all, where things are not necessarily the best, and yet for you to be considering that. Maybe that is what these are coming out for you as well, like sort of having the patience and then being able to sort of move forwards and move on. This card would also be then over here, the Seven of Cups would be saying, you've got the choices to be able to make your options and choices. Also, I feel as though there's going to be some of you out there, some ladies out there, who would understand that these cards are coming in to represent those who are finding it difficult to be having children. Now, I've been there myself, so I understand the emotion and the distress that comes in with this, with infertility problems or miscarriages. And I do feel as though that these cards are very much coming in to back up this, what I've just had come to me. Now, sometimes how with readings, a reader, and this is how I work as well, I will have a scenario that will come to me that I know that that is what I'm talking. Oh, sorry, my hair's got a little bit like a dog. No, and I feel as though, on going back to that, I feel as though that these cards have come out respectfully in with regards to addressing how someone is actually feeling about themselves and as to what could be their options in moving forwards. I know with the Five of Pentacles, I'll put that up quickly, I'm just going to run through these quickly. The Five of Pentacles here is very much a card of feeling very much an outsider, not being feeling capable, not feeling also having the support, whether this be financial or just support overall. Feeling very much, I mean, this card also, when it comes in, and I feel as though I need to be sharing this, it's like, okay, well, this, if it's coming in as advice, and I do feel it's coming in with these as well, it's as if like I want to be saying, okay, well, it's like to be seeking the support however best you can. There is, because I mean, amazing things can happen. It can. I'm living proof of that. From feeling as though that things just weren't happening. We had a healthy bouncing boy who is now 25. But it's like when you think as though that this is never going to happen, or we're never going to be like everyone else who can have children easily, and then suddenly, things can switch from easily. Now, I know with the Eight of Swords, again, that's backing up, that's what I've just said, and also with the Hermit card, that it's very much you go within, you worry. I mean, as a couple, you go within as well, you sort of shut yourself off, and you, it's as if like, it's not happening as to what you feel to be is what is normally natural of Mother Nature, isn't it? Now, the cards that are coming in, again, these are very, very, very much laying out like a storybook to me. The Four of Pentacles is like, okay, you stay with it. You just stay with what you're doing. You be looking after yourself, and there is options out there. There definitely is options. Maybe you've chose this number, you've come across me and this video today because you might have been just needing that uplift. That it's okay. It's going to be okay. And things do change. And as I say, miracles do happen. They do. And then that the Five of Cups. Now, people would look at that first of all and think, oh, that looks a bit of a sad card. Trust me, when this card comes in and it's around the supporting cards that it's coming in with, this is a card of not being looking at and I put the card up, it's not looking at the three cups that are laying flat, but it's looking at the two cups that are up. Now, you may be able to understand this. Maybe you've already got children at the moment, and this is saying to you, look, you've already got children already. You will be able to have another one. You've done it. You can do it again. Or maybe as if you haven't got any children at the moment, it's literally like looking as to the support you've got and the things that are there, and the possibilities that you will be able to have. Now let's look over to the main cards. The main cards we drew. Okay, we've got those 7 of Cups, and this is like the options and things being presented to you. You may be thinking, this is not us, this isn't happening, we're not going to be getting these options. But I would just be saying, as I look at that and I look over to the Temperance Angel, it's when you'll be surprised as to what you will be granted as to when the answers to our prayers, let's just put it that way. Okay, depending on what your belief is, I will leave it just like that. What we ask for and pray for, the answers to our prayers. Just to be looking out and looking after yourself. Very much the Empress is this. She is the card of being around, she's fertility, she's around things coming to harvest. It's very much sticking to it. I'm going to take another card for her as well, and she is, like as I say, she's a card of motherhood. She is the one of Mother Nature, and if anyone gets this card, or any lady gets this card, it's like literally it's like looking after yourself as well, like up front, or the foremost. Is that the words? I'm going to get my words right now. Just getting a bit hot. And looking after yourself, because it's amazing how things really, really, really do turn around. I will share with you. I mean, you know, people, you learn things. My husband had cancer when he was 29. When we were ready to start our family, he had cancer, and I kept having miscarriages. And but they thought, first of all, it was the treatment that he was having. He'd finished all the treatment, but and we went back, and then we were told to sort of, you know, to leave it. And then we had three on the third. We had three miscarriages on the third. That I was monitored. I was given the support, and they were. And literally, my body kicked in. The hormones kicked in. It was nothing to do with my husband. That sounds bad. I mean, the problems. It seemed it was down to hormones and me. And literally, it just changed, as I say. And the pregnancy, although I was monitored, heavily monitored, and sort of checked on, and I'm not a person that's very good with blood tests, and I had a blood test all the time, which and blood pressure checks, etc. But it happened. And as I say, we've got a wonderful son now who's 25. So yeah, so just sort of sharing that information with you. I don't know why. I mean, it's, I suppose it's quite personal, but if this applies to you, then it's just to reassure you that things really can sort of turn around. There you go. Right. Okay. And again, the same. So having this Nine of Swords, the woe. I'll put that up there. I'm going to put up there. Nine of Swords and the Judgment card. And the Nine of Swords literally is the worrying, the woes, and you know, is it ever going to happen? Is this, you know, are we going to not be able to have a family? And then the Judgment card literally is like the drawing of the line, the rubber stamp that, you know, like it's like 1 minute we're in one scenario, and we literally cross the line and we're in another situation. And I feel this is very much what is being said here. I feel as though there is going to be a turning point. So with these cards especially. Okay, I hope I've answered that for you. I feel as though that this may well be that you're watching this video and you think, what is she talking about? I can't relate to any of those things. Well, if that is the case, and you know, you haven't got any of those things sort of going on in your life, then yeah, actually, before I go, in it comes. Right, okay. With regards, I'm going back to the caring situation. I feel as though that I'm not only just talking about a professional carer. I feel as though I'm talking about someone who's possibly having to care for another, informal, not paid for it. Maybe it's a relative, a parent, a partner, a husband. I feel as though that there is around this. This does feel as though that there is looking out for somebody else's needs, and I feel as though that there's options again with this. Seeking help, going to it's making sure that you are actually getting the assistance and the help you're needing. I feel as though I'm still needing to be having these cards here, and I feel as though that it's like putting things into action. If this is the case and you're understanding the situation, I feel as though the Knight of Swords is giving me this feeling as though, you know, not to be leaving anything. If you know, keeping up to date on something, chasing something, but you know, that sort of thing. Even if this is like the medical side of things, it's just to keeping on the ball, keeping, you know, that Knight of Swords doesn't sit still. He literally is, you know, you will not get away with anything with a Knight of Swords. So it's literally keeping on top of things, and also he's very swift. We see changes and things going on very swiftly when we've got that Knight of Swords, which is good. Now, putting it again and say that going on this sort of scenario, I feel as though this is saying, just bear with this. It's like the Temperance is very much around the pace of things, you know, doing things in moderation, not being taking care of yourself as well. The very, you know, the carer has to be very much looking out for themselves as well as the person they're caring for. And I do feel as though if this is like you're being called to go to parents and look after them, and you're feeling as though it's getting a little bit on top of you, reach out and ask for help as well, and support. Even sometimes groups, there was advertising this locally around here actually where I live. It's like they were asking for volunteers who would go in and help people who so they go a little bit of respite, even if for a couple of hours they can go off and do something else where they know that someone is sitting with their loved one. So yes, this is very much around this. I feel as though This is what it's centered around anyway. And getting, you know, I feel as though, just to say, the support is there and it will be coming in. It feels as though I'm talking about progress. It feels like I'm on a bit of a wave. So if you would understand that as well, we're on a bit of a wave. We're sort of going through the motions at the moment, but I know that as to what, though it may be seeming that we're going through this period of a Nine of Swords where we're worrying about things, and we're, you know, it's affecting, maybe it's affecting the household or other things as well. It's just to be watching, you know, mindful that it will be there. It will be sort of sorted, done and dusted. That is what I'm trying to get at, really. I feel in a positive way. It's like I want to put that rubber stamp of the judgment, like it's done and it's sorted. Okay, well, it's been wonderful doing these readings. I've gone through the whole 5 now, and if you would like to sort of like and subscribe, it would be great if you could do that to help me build the channel. I would love to be bringing these readings often to you, and plentiful, and all different types of readings as well. And one of the other stuff I'm going to bring to the channel. So please do like and subscribe to build the channel up with me. And any comments? I'm just trying to think what else I had to say then. I knew it was something in there, in the back of my brain. Right, okay. Yeah, just if you can put any comments. If anything you would understand, or, you know, even if you don't understand, then, you know, please feel free to comment. Okay. Thank you again. Thank you for bearing with me and staying with me throughout the whole video. And yeah, until next time, I hope our paths cross again soon. Bye for now.